It is the Frank and Friends show. Hi there, I'm Frank Murphy.
And I am Mean Gene.
Mean Gene.
Yes, sir.
Oh, fantastic. All right, Mean Gene, teach me how to say A.
You just did it. That's exactly it. It's like the letter, but you prolong it. A.
Yeah.
You know, that's
and you
it.
I noticed on social media, you started putting a little TM at the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have it trademarked, but I kind of do.
Well, yeah, we all think of you with that. And it's funny because I haven't seen you in person in a bit. And I was trying to remember, wait, how do you pronounce that again?
Yeah.
Is it I or A? It's A.
Just like the letter, man.
A little bit like
Just
Fonzie,
like
which
letter.
you're too young to get the reference.
No. I know about Happy Days.
You
Come
do?
on.
All right.
Come on, Frank.
Okay, all right.
I know
Well,
about Happy
congratulations.
Days.
I'm happy for you. We do appreciate your watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and smashing that button.
Hey!
For notifications on YouTube. You can also, if you'd like to miss out on Mean Gene's remarkable good looks, just listen on audio podcast apps only, which is fine. We're on all of them.
Yeah.
But you're a radio guy,
Yeah.
so they're used to your mellifluous voice.
Yes. What does the word mellifluous mean? Because I've never heard it before.
Imagine it just flows with beauty and grace and ease and comfort. It's like a warm hug of a voice that just wraps around you and says, Hot 104.5.
And it says, hey, forget about that.
And if you'd like to check out our Frank and Friends show merch, like, for example, I love holding up the towel because I've got it here. You've got the mug, the coffee mug. You can see the Frank and Friends logo on there. We have it on the towel with, as I like to call it, the cheap motel sign and the Smoky Mountains. So you've got all of those things. Imagine yourself, or at an In-N-Out Burger, whatever.
There you go.
So, Mean Gene, I know you from the world of FM broadcasting, the exciting and lucrative world of FM broadcast.
Hashtag sarcasm font.
And about a year and a half ago now, I guess it was February of 21, I got a job as a voice tracker on a station called 104.9 LakeFM. And it's a classic hit station, plays 70s and 80s. And my friend Steve from Steve's Tree Service was all excited because he was bummed that I was gone from my previous station.
Yes.
And I said, hey, I'm on now. I said, hey, I'm on doing the classic hits again. He loves Styx.
Yeah.
He runs a tree service and his favorite band is Styx, which I find ironic. So I told him, I said, you got to tune in. Well, I don't hear anything from him for a day or two. And then I get a text and it's like, man, I congratulations on your job and anything, but I don't think I can listen. I said, what do you mean you can't listen? He said, I don't like rap music, and I'm looking at my log, and I had recently played a Jamiroquai song. And I'm thinking, what, like something Insanity, virtual?
Virtual
Yeah,
Insanity.
so that's like a 90s
Great
song. It's a good song, but it's got a little bit of compared to Fleetwood Mac.
Yes, okay.
When you play it next to Fleetwood Mac and Dolly Parton and Styx, you could argue safely that Jamiroquai is, relatively speaking, sounds like a rap song in that context.
In that context,
and we play like one Salt and Pepper song, whatever. There's a couple of songs, 1989, 1993-ish range, that are top 40 hits.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, we're only playing 2 90 songs an hour. Seriously, I'm looking at the log. I played Hall & Oates, which is as benign as you can get.
Yeah.
And he said, I didn't hear Hall & Oates. And he starts describing what he's hearing. And I'm sure you can fill in the blank at this point. He was not listening to 104.9 Lake FM. He was listening to
Hot 104.5, which is my station that I work at. And I remember you telling me this story, and I thought it was hilarious. It's like, I can see the mistake, obviously. 104.5, 104.9.
Yeah, and if he's doing an analog or just knob twisting or whatever, however he dialed it in, or if he's in an area where your station comes in stronger, that totally makes sense.
Absolutely.
If you're driving around La Follette, my station is going to come in stronger.
Yeah.
Those are the breaks.
Those are the breaks, as they call them.
So we were coworkers for a long time.
Yes.
And I always enjoyed, because we were on at the same time, we had similar hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we always used to joke around and have fun hanging out in the station. And somehow, when we were working for the mighty E.W. Scripps Company.
E.W. Scripps.
They had a program where they picked out, they said, let's find people who are never going to make it to management. And they were wrong about you, by the way, but whatever. Let's find a couple of people who are never going to be managers, but can be in our leadership champion program for non-managers. But basically, we would go up to corporate headquarters, and we would
Get drunk in the woods for a week.
Yeah, we would go through some of the same training courses that the managers actually go through. These leadership, the 5 principles of leadership. Do you remember?
Do you remember them?
MICEE. So, wait, right? Because I know it's...
I remember you making that up. Now that you say it, I wouldn't have remembered it.
Challenge the process.
I remember that one.
Encourage the heart.
Encourage the heart, yes.
Enable others to act.
That's 3.
Model the way.
Woo!
Inspire shared vision. So M, model the way. I, inspire shared vision. C, challenge the process. E, enable others to act. E, encourage the heart.
I would never have gotten those. I never would have remembered it.
Well, you were great at teaching them, I'll tell you that. Because that's what we had to do, is we would come back to Knoxville, and we would run these seminars every quarter and teach whatever we had learned from this class, one of those principles or whatever other. Yeah. And we would do like arts and crafts and games.
Icebreakers and it was
team building exercises.
Free food.
I liked it. So we go to the corporate headquarters in downtown Cincinnati, and then they put us all on a bus.
Yes.
And they took us out to the woods.
Yes. We went to camp.
Literally camp. It's this camp for like kids who've had open heart surgery.
No. Come on.
It is. Well, maybe that's just part of the year.
Yeah.
But part of the year they have a camp for kids who've had open heart surgery.
Hey, do they really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was like right after we were leaving, they were the next ones coming in.
I guess it's a good thing we drank all the alcohol before the open heart surgery kids.
Yeah, because they have exercises that they can do and all be at the same level without feeling I can't do that.
I missed that one.
Well, anyway, they have lots of those kind of camps for special needs kids of every different ilk, including radio people. And TV people. Yeah. We met a lot of good TV
We did.
I'm still Facebook friends with pretty much everybody from our Camp Joy and our Leadership Champion class.
Same.
So we were told that there's an adult party where the counselors basically look the other way. The people who run the camp, they go home and they say, you're welcome to use the campfire area. Just make sure that everything's cleaned up at the end. So the implication is that you can bring a beer and enjoy it. Now,
well, they supplied some.
Somebody did, yeah.
And we drank it all.
Now, I'm trying to remember if it was the first. We went twice. Can you imagine? They sent us not only they sent us once, they sent us twice. Yeah. Either the first year or the second year. Probably the second, where we had a little better idea what was going on.
Yes.
What did you do? You brought a jar.
Oh, the moonshine, of course. I had to bring some Tennessee moonshine because that's what we're known for. And we were all hanging out by the campfire, and it was all gone.
But the thing is, you and I are we live here now. We may not be from here, but we live here, and we know enough that if you see a bottle of neon orange, Ole Smoky Moonshine, orange-flavored moonshine, we both know that it's barely 40 proof. It's probably like 35 proof, maybe.
Yeah, 35 or 40.
Something like that, maybe 40. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But we also know that it's mostly flavoring and sugar and deliciousness. Yes. It's like what? Kool-Aid?
A creamsicle. It's like a creamsicle.
So, but the other people don't know that. They just see a mason jar and the word moonshine.
Yeah, and then I realize that you bought it at the store.
So they are completely assuming that we have brought the 200 proof grain alcohol, purest of the pure. So everyone's a little timid. They're maybe doing tiny little sips, and then you get it, and you're like, and you say, Franklin, and I'm like, Mean Gene, and they've never seen me drink because I hardly ever drink. But I'm looking at this, I'm like, even I know I can handle that. I've had enough to know that even I can handle that. I don't even have to calculate my height, weight, and other ratios. I just know that I can go, and people are freaking.
Yeah. They don't know any better. What do they say? Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
That's right. So those are some of the fun times we had. And you drove one time, and I think
I drove both times. I think we drove separately the first time and together the second.
My wife and I decided we would do a little mini vacation in Cincinnati, either at the beginning or the end. Gotcha. So she drove up and met me and picked me up, I guess, or whatever, however it worked out, whatever we did. And then, I remember we were racing back to get to some event coming back the next year. Oh.
Do you remember that after our 2 years that we went, they stopped doing the alcohol? Did you hear about that?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Because of us.
So, well, because if you'll remember, the first year that we went,
and you rotate out of the program. You can be in it for 2 years, and then they replace you with someone else.
Yeah, so the first year we went, we ran out of... They gave us a limited amount of alcohol.
Like one cooler of beer.
And we ran out, and somebody left and went to the store to buy more, and we weren't supposed to leave.
Oh.
So we got in trouble for that literally the first night, and then the year after we phased out of the program, they stopped providing alcohol.
Because it wasn't the camp that was providing the alcohol. It was someone from corporate HR. They've all left the company. I guess we can say whatever.
Does that make it any better?
And then the company left us. So
yeah.
But I think I got rid of my Scripps stock. I think
I didn't get any because I left.
Oh, right. You changed jobs a couple of times.
Well, I quit just before we were gonna get our stocks in October, and I quit in June.
That was instead of getting paid for this leadership champion experience, they gave us a few stocks in Scripps, and I put them. I finally, more recently, as I'm going broke, I finally hired a financial planner to help me, and she's like, "Well, we're selling those."
Step one.
You don't have those anymore.
Yeah,
we're replacing those with some other tech stock.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Oh man.
No alcohol after us.
Well, I've got to give you a little update as to what's been going on here in my life. You saw just Artie Rocket.
Yes.
In passing.
Yes. Very excited about Chuck E. Cheese.
We didn't tell him until you experienced it there. So you got to witness some first class grandparenting.
Yes.
That was Jerry
A1.
the Brave. I mean,
A1.
So Artie's running around. I don't know what he just wanted to ring the doorbell for some reason, and then you pulled up.
Oh.
So he decided he was just horsing around. And knows that he and Grandma are going out so that we can do the show. Because if he were in the house, he'd be climbing all over us. In the episode from last week, he was doing his Bigfoot impression.
Oh, was he in the background?
So he's so Grandma. He wanted to go to McDonald's for lunch. I'm like, no, I'm not. You can make peanut butter and jelly. I mean, we don't have a McDonald's. What do you think I am? So, but Jerry has a job, so she's taking him to McDonald's, and but he said that, and then she said, I thought of someplace else. He's like, where? And then when she springs the Chuck E. Cheese on him, you can just see.
Yeah, joy.
Yeah, so he's like all excited, and poor Jerry, she's gonna have to go there now.
She's probably already there.
I knew a DJ in Washington who once said that she had a nightmare that she and her son died, and that he went to heaven and she went to hell, and they both ended up at Chuck E. Cheese. Well, so Artie with us for 2 weeks, and his brothers were here for 1 week. So it's really been the entire month of June. It's been just grandparent camp here.
Nice.
You know, throwing them in the pool, trying to get them to swim, taking them to things, to Pigeon Forge, to Parrot Mountain, to a magic show, just all these different adventures.
Wow.
Well, one of the things we did, and I talked about this a couple of times in previous episodes, is that we took them to see a play called Something Rotten down on the UT campus at the Carousel Theater. And it's a nice, funny musical that had been on Broadway, and it's a spoof of Broadway musicals and a spoof of Shakespeare.
Okay.
So there's a couple of songs in there, like one of these guys are trying to create the first Broadway musical. I go to a soothsayer who says, the future of theater is musicals.
Yeah.
So the dudes write a song about the Black Death, and which is the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
And of course that's terrible, so they change it. And eventually they think they're going to write a song about what Shakespeare would write about, so they think they get Hamlet and omelet mixed up. Comedy ensues. But the lead character, sings this song called Gotta Hate Shakespeare. And Artie is just loving it. And he's got a musical ear, so he started singing it and started looking it up on YouTube.
Oh, boy.
Found a lyrics video, is singing along, and has pretty much memorized it.
Okay.
And that's when my wife and I realized that we are in deep trouble.
Oh, no.
Because one of the lines in the song, and I mean, I hate to say this on the show, but it's, and maybe I have to bleep myself, but it's, don't be the man is a genius. Because the people who are defending Shakespeare sing that to the guy who hates Shakespeare.
Okay.
And it's a big laugh line in the show. Well, Artie he's just singing it out. And we're like, saying, no, you need to change that to we're trying to think of words.
Yes.
Don't be tedious. The man is a genius. No, that doesn't rhyme.
It doesn't have the same ring to it, Frank.
Don't be. I don't know. So we're trying to explain to him that this is not going to fly at home. Yeah. And then he starts singing the other song about the Black Death, which mentions even more body parts falling off and being diseased and pustules, and also down in the nether regions. And we're like, you can't.
Wow.
You can't. I mean.
Wow.
I thought he'd remember the other songs, like, it's a musical. The nice happy ones.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the one that made him happy, Frank. Well, maybe that's the one that made him happy.
You strike me like the kind of guy who is made happy by all sorts of audio entertainment.
Absolutely, 100%. Big podcast guy.
Well, Audible has podcasts, including this one.
Oh, nice.
So you can listen to this exact episode on Audible when you look for the Frank and Friends Show. And when you go to the website audibletrial.com/Frank and Friends Show, you're supporting us by getting a free 30-day premium membership to Audible, which means you get all the benefits of that, full first-class membership. That means you get credit for one MP3 download per month. Okay. So during your first month, you get one. You can bank it and use, for something that requires multiple credits, or just, as my advice, find the longest thing you can download during the first month and put that in your permanent library and listen to it whenever you want. But they have now custom audio entertainment that isn't audiobooks. That's just made, it could be a talk, it could be a little drama, it could be a little comedy, whatever it is, made for Audible. But they say that if you listened to all of the books, all of the audiobooks on Audible, it would take, 300 years?
What?
Yeah. That's how much audio content is on there. 300 years worth. Although they say you could speed it up and probably, get through it in, 100.
In 100?
No, that's you wouldn't even be able to understand it. You'd be going by a chipmunk speed. Yeah. Did you ever do that? To turn up the speed on your podcast?
I've done it by accident and not realized what was going on.
Well, don't turn up the speed on this one. You want to hear Mean Gene's actual voice.
It's, what's the word?
Mellifluous.
Mellifluous.
So mellifluous. I mean, the most mellifluous. So check out audibletrial.com and, binge on a whole series. Just check out any of the, there's always new audiobooks every week coming out constantly. Yeah. audibletrial.com/Frank and Friends Show. And just by signing up for that first 30-day trial, you're supporting us and we appreciate the help. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the sponsor commercial in the mid-roll. It's the mid-roll commercial.
Gotcha.
Same right there.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Now, what else has been going on in your life? You live downtown now.
Yes.
You surprised me after an improv show.
Yes, I've done that multiple times.
I guess I don't know if I didn't feel that shocked because you've done that before.
I have, yeah.
You've walked up behind me and wrapped your arms around me, and we've done it. It's a bit, right?
Absolutely.
But I had the feeling that some of the other people in the bar were shocked. Frank's not that affectionate with anybody, especially not with other dudes. What's happening over here?
I'm a special kind of guy. What can I say?
Yeah. But I see the arms coming around me, and I'm like, oh, Mean Gene.
You're like, nobody else would grab me like that.
Like I know your feeling, Mean Gene. It's like, I knew it was you. But that was cool. So I hope you'll come again on a Tuesday night.
Absolutely.
Check out the improv show.
I know. I didn't realize that you were back at it until that day when I walked by.
And saw the
sign. I had a buddy in town from Florida, and we... I was wanting to hang out at home and, be left alone. And he's like, let's go do things.
Nice.
So we were walking down through Market Square, and I was like, improv show? And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. And you guys were doing your post chat.
It's like our air check meeting.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't care what they're talking about. My guy Frank's in there. I'm going to go see him. So.
Well, that is a good thing. If you have people in town on a Tuesday night, take them there because then you don't have to talk to them for an hour and a half.
A genius.
You just bring them there and say, sit here. Let's watch. Shush.
Yes.
I'm watching the show.
Yeah.
Shush.
Wow. Well, I started a new rule.
What's this?
After my buddy that came to visit last, if you're not leaving on a Monday or showing up on a Thursday, you're not allowed to visit me during the week anymore unless I'm on vacation.
Is this because you're a PD now, a program director?
No, it has nothing to do with it. It's just for the fact that I just wanted to relax and be left alone. And this guy was like, hey, let's go do things.
And you need a couple of nights.
I need, my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get ready for the week.
I was looking at Instagram.
Yeah.
I always see you on Instagram, but you were at was it some kind of party with Hawaiian themes? Was that like a goodbye party for Karina or something?
No. One of our new our salespeople just wanted to hang out, so she had us over at her house. Yeah,
that's sweet.
I just got back from Bonnaroo over the weekend.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What'd you see?
J. Cole. There was a guy who was like kind of folky.
Yeah.
Banjo. His name was Billy Strings. I'd never heard of him before, but he was great.
I looked at the Bonnaroo lineup and I got lost at Rue. I had Rue. I made it as far as Rue. I've heard of Bonnaroo.
Yeah, Stevie Nicks was there.
Oh wow!
I didn't see her though because I was done by Sunday. Yeah. By Sunday afternoon, I was like, "Get me home."
It's a commitment.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Get me home and get me to the air conditioning." But I got home and forgot that my air conditioner's broken. So.
Oh, well, you made it here in good time because we just had the air conditioning fixed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was trouble.
Yeah.
It crapped out on me, and we had to do 2 episodes in the heat of it. But it's nice now. So what are you going to do? It's going to be 100 degrees.
I know. Well, they brought us fans, which I guess that works for what it's worth because it's better than nothing. Yeah. But not this past Friday, but the Friday before last, they said the part should be in 10 days. So I would assume that within the next couple of days, we've gotten
get some air conditioning back.
10 business days. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to start doing all the tricks. Like hanging a bag of ice in front of the fan, or
is that a thing?
I don't know. There's something. It's like you take a bucket of water and a towel and make the towel wet, but then the wet towel hangs in front of the fan.
Yeah, that doesn't make.
I don't know.
Get
it's something.
My roommate's not here, so I took the 2 fans and I have both in my room directly pointing at me.
I like
so
it.
That is my little hack.
Yeah. Cold bath. You have a pool down there?
No.
Oh, well, if you need to come over and jump in the pool, you're invited.
I appreciate that.
Happy to have you.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
But let's finish the show up
and
first.
I know where you live now, too.
Yeah, we got to finish the episode first. Don't go leaving. Don't leave me hanging. Because now you're looking out the window all of a sudden. I see, it looks. I can see it actually looks quite refreshing.
I can see the pool. Yeah. And the Frank and Friends towel would be the perfect.
You'd be set. You'd be all set. Have to take a picture for Instagram.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I guess I saw you at somebody's wedding, the lady from New York, right?
That's the same person whose house we were at. Yeah.
She was my Secret Santa one year.
Oh, was she? Oh, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea Gray.
So, and I knew that she was from New York. Mm-hmm. So my big surprise for her was I got online and I ordered some Drake's cakes from New York, which are like the equivalent of, Twinkies or Ding Dongs or whatever they have.
I don't know if you know this, Frank, but I was born in New York.
I forgot that, but I did now you mention it.
Yeah, so I know all about it.
You know about the Drake's cakes?
Yes, I do.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I do.
They're good. I like them.
Yeah.
I would love to buy them around here. I'm glad I can't.
Yeah.
Because I would eat them every day.
You should have ordered some for her and a couple for yourself as well.
Who says I didn't? Of course I did.
There you go. Smart man.
Of course I did.
Smart man, that Franklin Murphy.
Yeah. A couple of days back on Father's Day, with Artie Rocket here, my wife's here, we're trying to have a nice relaxing time, make it a nice Father's Day. My son is up in Michigan getting his PhD.
Nice.
So we're going to get to go up there at the end of the summer and watch him do his final chit-chat, whatever, in front of the scientists.
Dissertation, is that the word?
It's kind of, except it's, I guess in chemical engineering, I'm not sure what, they use different
lingo.
Let's say that because it's easier.
Their version of
it's easier for me to understand it if I say dissertation because I don't know what it really is called. But while we're here hanging out, we got Jerry starts grilling out and making some chicken on the grill. I'm excited about that. And Artie's playing in the pool, but I want to try out my new power tool, my Father's Day power tool.
Okay.
And I had purchased a pole saw for myself at Aldi. Because where else?
Yes.
And
I didn't know they sold things like that at all.
Yeah, they sell all sorts of weird stuff. So it is electric. So I charged it up, had the battery charged all day Sunday, and finally it's like, the green light is on, I can cut things. And the whole plot here is, I'm not even cutting my own trees. It's that my neighbor back over there has got some overgrown trees that are dropping seed pods into the pool.
Oh.
And my goal was to chop those down before, just so they don't, fewer will get in the pool. Let's work cleanup. I'll sweat through the sawing.
Yes.
But it was much harder than I anticipated.
Of course it was.
Because the thing's heavy and you get this strap that's trying to go across your chest. You're holding the thing and it's up there. And at one point, the chain comes off the point. You have to reset it. But anyway, You can't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my wife owns a hard hat, which is up there.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why she has a hard hat.
That's an interesting.
But she said you should wear a hard hat, and I'm glad I did because I'm cutting branches that are over me, falling down toward me.
Yeah.
And my wife was really freaking out, and at one point, she was a little nervous. She was really nervous about the whole thing. And I said to her, "Well, why don't you go get? Maybe you should take a picture for the obituary." She wasn't hearing me. Yeah. Because she says, "Oh, okay," and she starts walking in the house to get her camera, to get her phone. My phone's up on the porch. I'll be right back. Wow. I know. I said, first of all, why would I want to be in the newspaper
in the hard hat
with a hard hat, covered in sweat, holding a pole saw?
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not, I don't want to be known as the pole saw guy.
Yeah.
In the obituaries.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that you got Father's Day tools because I was looking at Instagram.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent, the rapper.
Yeah, well, I don't know him.
You don't know, but you know who he is.
Yeah, I played one of his I played a few of his songs in the early 2000s.
Well, he posted a video on Father's Day.
I'll be playing them again in about 5 more years.
He posted a video on Instagram on Father's Day, and he's like, "Why is it that when it's Mother's Day, the commercials are for like diamonds and necklaces?" And all this stuff. Luxury. And then when it's a dad, it's like power tools and a tool kit. He's like, men like diamonds too. Like what? You know what I mean?
That's a very good point. It's a great point. It's
like, hey, happy Father's Day. Go fix some things.
But my old age is catching up with me because I hate, through most of my life, hated physical labor. I don't know why. Yeah. I think I mentioned that in the year or two before my dad died, he started, getting out there doing a lot of yard work around our house. And I'm like, oh, that's terrible. I'm never going to do that. Yeah. I'm looking at him going, I should get out there and help him. Yeah. In hindsight, of course, I wish I had because I didn't know he'd be dead in 2 years.
Wow.
But I'm looking at him going, it looks so miserable. He's out there pulling down the poison ivy and cutting back the weeds. All the same stuff that I'm trying to do.
That you're trying to do
in my own backyard here in Tennessee. And so, when I get out there with my shovel and I get a couple of weeds up, I feel like I've accomplished something. Yeah. Or awesome. When I've successfully grown a plant.
Yes, or kept one alive.
Which is like this. Yeah, this is speaking of dead parents. When my
jeez, Frank.
The radio station. I was still working there at the time when my mother died, and Cindy sent this lovely basket of flowers and plants, and some of them ended up dying. The one I didn't follow the instructions perfectly on all of them, but actually I didn't follow the instructions perfectly on any of them, but 2 of them I didn't know what to do, and I ended up leaving them outside for days, and they started thriving. And I'm thinking, oh wait, I must be doing something. I'm learning something about this plant behind us, and then another one that I have in the other room that both just liked, lots of. Guess what they wanted?
Sunlight.
And water.
Wow.
Boom.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, so I thought, okay, well, I can keep these 2 alive to the point where I've actually had to move it up to a bigger pot. And look at it now, it's flowering.
Yeah.
So
how come it's inside though? I thought it
for the show.
Oh.
I move it. I carry it. I place it there for the show, and then it lives by the window in that room over there.
Okay.
Or sometimes it's probably a little hot this week. Too hot to put it outside, but. So I've accidentally kept those plants alive.
Congratulations.
And if you watch the show regularly, I talk about my dumb fig trees all the time. How here's a secret because my wife's not here.
Yes.
I have so many fig cuttings. When I'm pruning the fig tree, I've got all these pieces of fig wood, and you should sell them, I guess. I could sell them.
Yeah.
The tree that I have, the brown turkey, isn't that valuable on the market. It's common.
Yeah.
So, but I always think, well, I can't just throw these out.
Yeah.
So I just stick them in the ground, wherever, and then I forget about them. But my wife told me, she said, no fig trees inside the pool fence. That's just, you've got enough. You can grow them outside the pool fence. You can have your own fig forest or orchard or whatever you're going to call it out there. And I do have it. I've got probably 12 to 15 going now. They're still babies, but they're going. But she wasn't home. I had these extra fig cuttings. And I'm like, I just started sticking them. I stuck some in my neighbor's yard. I had so many. I figured if he's going to have stupid trees that are going to grow over my fence, I may as well get some fruit off of them, right? So I'm just sticking them everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I forgot about them. So I'm out there inside the pool fence, and I'm pulling up weeds, and I look down, and there's the signature leaf of the fig that I would recognize anywhere.
Yeah.
And now I don't know how to tell her that. I told my son this on FaceTime. I said, "Look, you see these?" He's like, "Oh, those are fig trees. What are they doing inside the fence?"
Oh, even he knows.
I said, "Yeah, Mom told me don't put any fig trees inside the fence." But there's two that look alive, right? I know that I put 15 or 20 sticks in there.
Yeah.
So, and actually I stumbled across one that has a little green bud on the tip of it. I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. So my plan is, if any of them, like the one that is obviously growing into a tree rapidly, it's in the right place, it's got the right amount of sun, the right amount of water, I'm going to have to just dig it up and transplant it, which was my plan all along. But that's why I broke my wife's rule. I just needed some extra ground to experiment. To, you can't just...
Yeah.
I had to do something.
It's all right. You're going to move it. It's okay.
Yeah, all right. I just needed a little extra space. I didn't want just real estate, dear. That's all I needed. Goodness
You're going to move
sakes.
it. It's fine.
All right.
Should be all right. It's okay, Jerry. Don't worry.
Well, I'll leave you with one piece of advice.
What's that?
To wrap the episode. Is I noticed it's we live in a safe neighborhood, but I want to make sure that you don't beep-boop your car with your key tag. Because an old man yelled at me at church.
Because
I beep-booped my car. I had my key tag, right? And I did the thing where I lock it and I hit it again. It honks one time.
Yeah.
And this guy walks up to me and says, "Don't ever do that." And I thought, what are you talking about, right? He's like one of the Knights of Columbus. He's got his name tag on. He's a Knight of Columbus. He says, no. They're watching.
what?
They're everywhere. They're trying to. They've got these little radio transmitters or receivers, and they will wait for you to lock your car, and they'll get your frequency, and then while you're in the shopping mall, they will duplicate your frequency, and they will unlock your car. And I'm like, dude. So then he makes me open my car door. He's parked right. I don't know how this all happened. But I've just got this gullible face. I don't know what it is. I have this approachable aura that people can't. I mean, to say, you've probably seen me in action. Strangers just start talking to me.
Same.
You've been to my remotes and appearances where they
Yes,
they just walk up and they just something about it.
Hey.
He just I'm going to show you. And he makes me open my car door, and on the driver's door he says, "See this button here? No, that's how you lock your car."
Wow.
And I'm like, it's time for church. Like, let's go. The car's locked. Let's go. But the weird thing is, I occasionally use of course we all do.
Yeah, of course.
You want to hear the honk. You want to hear it, right?
Of course.
And you want to be able to, especially when you're at a distance, you want to, till I get it, honk, you honk it again.
Yeah.
So, at least at church, which is probably the safest place I park all week.
Yeah.
Other than my own garage. I'm looking around and I'm making sure I push the button inside the door because I don't want to get yelled at by the Knight of Columbus again.
Wow.
I know he means well.
Yeah.
Because that's what they also do is they sell insurance at the Knights of Columbus. So he probably knows all about it.
You know what I'm going to do when I walk out the door, right?
You're going to beep boop it?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
All right, Eugene. I'm going to get on here and I'm going to get your frequency. And I'm going to be able to unlock your car at will.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm gonna take all your rap CDs.
Yes.
I don't know.
They're all old. I still do have CDs in my car, believe it or not.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick story, because I know we need to wrap up, but I went to a concert in Chattanooga a couple months back with a couple buddies of mine, and we did a thing where we each secretly picked a CD out of the book and just put it in, and we listened to it.
Okay.
And all three of us took turns doing that.
Oh, nice. But you got to see what you were picking.
You got to see what you were picking.
But you were the only one.
You were the only one who knew until you put it in. Yeah, and then you were the only one who could skip songs on it. So if everybody else was like, "Oh, I don't want to hear this," it's like, "Sorry, I do."
That's a great game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, not very many people can play it these days because they don't have CD books.
But you could do that with a Spotify playlist.
That's true too.
If you had your
So
if you could, that's really good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, look at
nice.
that.
Hey, we're on
Give it a
Spotify.
try.
We're also on Spotify.
Look at that.
We're on all the shit. Oh.
Search Frank and Friends.
What do you know?
Today I'm Friends.
Thank you. Oh, mean Gene. The time's flown by, and I'm delighted that you're here, and I hope you come back again for another time.
You let me know whenever you need me. I'm here, Franklin.
Excellent. You're the only person who calls me Franklin.
I know. It's not even your name.
So that's how I know it's you. If I get a text that says, "Hey Franklin," I don't even have to read the from part. Yes, I know it's you.
That's it.
Some people call me, I had a general manager in D.C. who would call me by my actual given name.
Yes.
Francis.
Yes.
And he was Alan Goodman from Brooklyn.
From Brooklyn.
Francis, I'm wondering, do you think we could send the morning show to the North Pole?
I believe that was a request.
I need to write a book about that guy.
Yeah.
We do appreciate your watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and smashing the button for notifications on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Listening on any or all of the audio podcast apps. And if I've missed one, send me a note, frankandfriendshow@gmail.com, or just send money via PayPal, same address. You can totally do that. Because somebody's got to buy batteries for this show.
All right.
We have our merchandise. I got the towel.
Yes.
We got that Mean Gene's going to take and jump in the pool with. We got the mug, which has got some liquid refreshment in it. T-shirts, bucket hats. We have a bucket hat.
Do you?
I heard that those are cool. I think it looks silly.
Do you?
But we have a bucket hat
Nice.
in our merch store. Yeah,
Very
and
cool.
I designed it. It's got the logo, kind of the wickety-wackety, and then another one on the front.
Yeah. Very cool.
So it's nice. Tank tops, T-shirts, hoodies, lots of drinkware, pint glasses, and wine
Ooh, pints.
cup glassy things, cups like metal roly-poly wine cups.
Oh, stemless? Are they the stemless?
They're like for outside.
Stemless are the ones now.
Yeah,
That's what everybody's all about now.
And it's like metal, so you can take it in a boat or on the pool or whatever you do with it.
Nice.
Well, anyway, that's at frankandfriendshow.com/store. Kathryn Frady is gone for weeks doing her gig at Opéra Louisiane, and then she's going to Coastal Carolina University. So the parade of outstanding guest co-hosts continues with the one and only Mean Gene. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, Frank. Thanks for having me.
It is the Frank and Friends Show. I'm Frank Murphy.
And I'm Mean Gene.
And we'll talk to you again next time.